sons and daughters.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Aurora Smedley Podcast, where I speak with you about what the world needs to hear. And in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing giving and the power of giving to transform your life. I started contemplating this topic because of the holidays, because of Christmas, and usually I feel kind of negative about Christmas, actually, because it has become it's become quite consumerist. It's become quite a symbol of consumption in America, and I was feeling kind of not so great about that. But as I've been contemplating this and meditating about it over the holidays, something that's come to me is that the purpose of this holiday, that the purpose of this season is actually to reveal to us the power of giving in transforming our lives, our relationships, and our reality. And specifically in understanding that giving from a place of releasing our attachment to the outcome can substantially shift our own relationship with reality and with the people in our life. So I'm going to go over the kinds of miracles that you can start to see in your life from giving, and also the way to give and receive in a way that is going to increase the number of miracles and positive experiences and relationships in your life. So to begin, I've noticed that as you become more of a giver, this actually seems to open you up to receiving more. And this seems a little ironic. Why would it be that when you give more, you also receive more? But what I've noticed is that it's like you are opening up the flow in the universe by giving. When you give, you are opening up the channels of energy through yourself to allow yourself to be a channel for both giving and receiving. But there is a major caveat to this, and this caveat is coming from a place of non-attachment, giving without agenda, giving without strings attached. So my spiritual mentor, he speaks regularly about giving with having strings attached, or giving while trying to get approval, trying to get love, trying to get something from somebody. And in truth, when you are doing this kind of giving, it is actually taking from that person. You are trying to take something from that person. You are trying to extract an obligation, some kind of reciprocity from that person, rather than understanding that it's not about giving to the person. It is about being a giver. It is about giving of yourself to the universe and trusting that the universe will return the favor, even if it's not through that person specifically. So some people can have a very exchange-based approach to relationships or to giving. And in these kinds of relationships, it's like, okay, well, I will do this for you, and in return, you will do this for me. But in these kinds of relationships, there's something that kind of gets stuck and stifled in the relationship. And this is that neither person is coming from a place of true wholeness, of true completion, that we feel that we must get something in return in order to give, that in order to be a giver, we must have some kind of caveat attached to it. We must have some kind of return on our investment in order to be a giver. And this doesn't mean that we should be a pushover. This doesn't mean we should be a doormat. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't expect some form of reciprocity in a healthy relationship. But what this is to say is giving without agenda, giving without expecting to get something from it. giving because we feel inspired to give rather than because we are looking to get something from it. When you give without agenda, this is opening yourself up to the larger flow of the Tao to flow through you and thereby to bring more to you as well. Sometimes as well, we give things to somebody in order to get rid of that thing. So then this person effectively becomes our trash can for this item that we're too much of a wuss to just donate or give away to charity, for example. And so this is also not really coming from a place of true giving, coming from a place of wanting this person to grow in their own light in relationship to the universe. Sometimes we give and we're trying to look for some kind of validation that this person will love us more because of what we gave them. And this kind of agenda in relation to giving is actually increasing darkness in the world. It is reducing the amount of light that you are actually giving. So in this season of Christmas, in this season of the holidays, I think it's really a season for us to assess our relationship with giving. And something that I decided to do this year that was different from previous years, it's something that I've wanted to do for quite a while, but just didn't really get around to doing it, was writing Christmas cards for people. So now this year, I've been spending actually a lot of time and energy to write Christmas cards for friends and family. And I feel that I'm just doing it because it feels true to me and that I want to be able to give that to people. And I do also have the sense that through doing this, it's going to open up relationships. It's going to improve relationships. It's going to improve the flow in my life somehow because I am simply coming at this from a place of wanting to give to my friends, wanting to appreciate them, wanting to recognize them, wanting to show them in some small way my appreciation for their presence in my life, and also sharing my art of writing with these people. So we'll see. I will report back on whether there is a multiplicity of bonus miracles in my life through this, but I am already grateful for the practice of giving in and of itself. So the next thing to highlight is that through giving, we are actually also receiving. And that is because we are becoming a channel for the light of the universe, for the creator, for the Tao to flow through us. When we allow the Tao to flow through us, we are actually giving to ourselves because we are opening our channel for greater giving. The next thing that I want to discuss as well is the converse of giving, of receiving, and how sometimes receiving from people is giving to them. Something that I've noticed in my life is that by restricting other people from giving to you, you are actually robbing them of the joy of giving. That because when we give to other people, we actually feel good. We feel good when we give. We feel good when we are supporting other people. We feel good when we help other people out. So when you refuse to receive from people out of your own ego, you are actually preventing that person from giving to you, from spreading their love, from spreading their light, for them having an opportunity to be a channel of the Tao, of the universe, to flow through them to give unto you. I've noticed as well that there are so many limitations that we tend to take on with relation to giving and receiving, in that if we receive from somebody, we are now obligated to give back to them. Or if we give to somebody, we are expecting something in return. Whereas to give in alignment with the universe is simply to give as it feels true to you, to give more, to expand your capacity to give, and leave the result up to the universe, to leave the return up to the universe, to leave what you're going to get back up to the universe, because you trust that the universe wants to give more to you than you could possibly imagine, more to you than you could ever give, in fact. So in essence, when we are giving from a place of non-attachment, we are growing in our own self-trust. We are growing in our trust with the universe. We are trusting the process of life. Otherwise, we are cutting ourselves off from the process of life. We don't believe that life is going to give back to us. We don't believe that the universe, the creator, that the Tao will flow back to us, that the Tao will return to us tenfold what we have given. So if anything, I'm here encouraging you to be willing to give without agenda, to receive without agenda, to give and receive without coming from a place of obligation. Because this obligation is actually guilt. It's actually shame. It's actually not feeling that you are deserving and worthy of receiving, that you must earn the receiving of the item, that you have not already earned it by your beingness, by your personal development, by your personal expansion, by your simple act of existing. Because in fact, even just being alive is one of the greatest gifts that we could ever imagine. We've already received one of the greatest gifts anything could receive, because most things in the universe are not alive. So we have already hit the uber massive jackpot of being in existence. And so as we participate in this dance of life, we have the opportunity to carry forward this act of giving, to carry forward this act of expanding, this act of expressing our light in the universe through the act of giving and receiving. And another thing I'd like to highlight as well is that as we grow in our own self-love, as we grow in our experience of joy and excitement and inner truth, and grow in our own beingness, we are able to give from a greater and greater level of personal truth, from a greater and greater level of personal alignment. And other people feel this even through our very presence. Other people feel this in the air around us, in our aura, in our being. And so in essence, this allows us to become beings of giving, regardless of whether we are physically giving to other people. You know what I'm talking about when I speak of energy vampires, or people that are a drag, people that take other people down, even if they're not even saying anything. And we can all become like this when we become disconnected from our own connection to the light and energy of the universe, because this is an endless source. The universe is an endless source, and this is all seeking to flow through us and allow us to be in our full light, in our full power, to give more to others, to give more from our essence of being alive on earth. And so as we align with this more, as we open ourselves up to the universe, as we grow in our joy and internal sense of fulfillment, this allows us through our being, through our beingness, through our presence, to give more to others, to become a beacon of light in the world. And this is not to say that anybody is perfect. This is not to say that you need to be perfect. This is not to say that there is never any ounce of darkness, of challenge, of limitation, of whatnot that anybody experiences, because all of us have both. All of us have the light of giving. All of us have darkness within us. We all have all of it. And so it's simply a matter of us growing in our ability to choose to be in alignment with the light of the universe, in alignment with the Tao, in alignment with the expansion of existence. So as we can grow in that, as we embody that, we allow other people around us to feel that as well. And that ripples out from us to all of reality. As you make the choice to come from a place of givingness, as you make the choice to come from a place of light, of truth, of alignment, this ripples out to all of reality instantaneously. So with that, I greatly appreciate your time spent with me. Thank you for taking the time. And I look forward to seeing you next week in the next podcast.